Credit Savage. Welcome to the channel. All right. Now, Credit Savage of Wall Street, if you will. Um, just wanted to just touch base and come in, make a quick video, and talk about the Savage stocks that we have our eyes on. We're going long on these, so it's been quite a bit of a painful week for a lot of folks. So, you know, you gotta roll with the punches, and this is why we sell covered calls, right? So, I told people that the stocks that I'm watching at and looking at, um, they were at a buy point, this whole week. I just, for whatever reasons, don't understand why, if there is a sale on your favorite shoes, um, favorite brand, Chanel, Louis Vuitton. If there's a favorite brand of yours and there's sales going on, most people get excited and they rush to, the mall and or whatever one of these stores is located, and they will purchase items. They'll go, hey, I was looking at these Balenciaga shoes, or this Chanel shoes, and they're 50% off right now. 40% off. I'm gonna buy two of them instead of buying the usual one pair that I get. Whenever there's some pain in the market and stocks go on sale, for example, just right now, off the top of my head, Tesla comes to the mind. Um, Tesla's at $160, $150. So why wouldn't you want to buy at this point? I just don't understand. And you don't have to outright buy any security. You can just take a position by selling puts. You sell a cash covered put for, like, I don't know, $150 for Tesla, and you go to, say, to May or June. Collect some premium. Get, I don't know, $10, $15 out of it, so that if the stock hovers around the 150 area and it stays there, in the next month or two, you can then buy it for $135 to $140. I just don't understand. You now are at a position where, if you are put those shares of Tesla, say Tesla's $149, $148 on that date, you just basically bought this the stock for $150, but in reality, right, you got $15 in premium, so you just bought it for realistically for $135. There's nothing wrong with that at all. So you're already up in the game. Once you put those shares, then you can either wait and see what happens. You become a long holder, right? And you can sell when it gets to $200, $250, or you can do what an investor like myself and a lot of people like me do, which is you sell covered calls. You're at $150, $160, $170, so you'll sell 180s, 185s, and you'll go 6 weeks down the line, collect $10 in premium again, $10, $15, and boom. Next thing you know, you get another $15. Your cost basis just went from 135 to 120, and you're willing to sell at 180, 175. So you're making, almost one third of your original position back. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Okay, so don't be afraid of market days that are red. And when there's a lot of sell-offs, you gotta come into the realization that the stock market doesn't just go up. Over time, it definitely does. If you were to zoom out and look at the last 50 years, you'll see there's a lot of volatility, right? We had the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2007, 8, 10. There's always going to be volatility. There's always like a very big correction. But in the long run, the stock market it always goes up when you're in it, right? Short term, 1 year, 2 years, it's extremely volatile, and you'll see that a lot of securities fluctuate, up and down, sometimes 30, 40, 50, 60, 70%. It just does. It's what the market does. The market is cyclical, right? And once you come into grips with that, and you come into grips that stocks that you do like and that you are bullish on will go down at some point, and you're holding, you're long on these, you should have absolutely no problem staying put and holding your position, because in the long run you're going to be making money, right? What do you do to cover yourself? When it comes to this volatility, sell covered calls. Hence the name, covered calls. You're covering yourself, right? You're taking a position where you're going to now be paid a nice chunk of change for just holding your stock. That's all you're doing. You could absolutely do nothing, and this is an approach that a lot of people take. You pick a really good company that you're bullish on. You happen to buy it when it was at a very low point. You wait a few years, you sell at a high point. There's nothing wrong with that either, right? But if you're one of those people that likes to actually take advantage of the market, and that you like to take advantage of volatility, and you want to also join these suits in Wall Street, right? The people that are making the $400 million, $300 million a year, this is exactly what they do. They do it just in a larger scale because they actually have the liquidity to play with other people's money, right? And if they make a bonehead decision, doesn't matter because they're on the payroll. So they'll get their money eventually, because they charge all of these outfits and all of these retiree funds and all of these rich people a percentage of whatever their gains are, and they charge a fee whether the stock market goes up or down during the year. If you don't see, what is wrong with that picture, then I am not going to hold your hand. You should be able to just see that the best approach to take is to sell covered calls on your positions. Anyways, welcome, and I'm glad you guys are seeing me. Hopefully it's just a few of you guys, so I don't get lost on the jargon, and I don't get lost with the questions. I'm glad that I actually have my my phone upright today. I was trying to get the 90-degree tilt going, but for some reason it came out as a 90-degree tilt last time that I made a video. I'm so glad that this time it came out differently. So I'll be able to now follow along, and instead of going like this to look at some questions, I'll be able to actually see the questions the way that they are meant to be seen. So let me just look at the channel right now and see this live real quick so that I can then see what you guys are seeing, right? Anyhow, here we go. Right. Now, where are the questions here, buddy? Let me see. Oh, okay. I see what's going on here. Just bear with me real quick. All right. Here we go. All right. Yo, Hybrid Duncan, what's up, buddy? What's going on? Hey, man, what's going on, buddy? Yeah. Just felt like doing a video today. You know, it's a beautiful day here in the San Francisco Bay, and I decided that I'm going to make a quick video so that I can catch up with you guys and talk about the Savage 10. And so I have some securities I want to talk about. We're probably going to touch base on the coming up week. I know we had quite a bit of a red week, right? But we're prepared, right? This is what we do. I'm actually excited to get some more cheap stocks, right? I know that SoFi took a bit of a hit, Tesla took a hit, Unity AI has taken a hit, PagerDuty, every single stock has taken a hit, and I'm definitely a bit disappointed in Tesla. I'll tell you that right now. The TSLY ETF. Although it is cheaper right now, and there's a lot less shares because they did that reverse split. So looking to take on a bigger a position in the next few days. And sell some covered calls. So just let's just keep doing what we do, right? Let's keep buying cheap stock. Let's keep waiting for a nice little recovery, and then sell some covered calls. Make a good 15, 20% of that, and then once that that IV crush happens, right? We'll buy back our covered calls for like, I don't know, 50, 60, 70% less than what we sold them, and rinse and repeat. That's what we do, man. It's not rocket science. I do see a lot of people on YouTube making videos and making things seem extremely complicated. Stock Karen actually talked about it this last time that I was watching his video. He said that these a-holes keep on making things seem so complex and making it seem like this trading is just so out there, and that your fucking Neanderthal cerebrum won't be able to handle it, so you should give all your money to these Wall Street assholes so they can squander it and then charge you a fee while at it. Yeah, buddy. Not me at all. I like to take my own money. I like to have freedom with it. I like to have it work for me. And if anybody's going to charge interest on how that money is generating income, is going to be myself, and I'm going to spend it with my family. So however I see fit. Actually, I have a nice little trip coming up. I'm excited. We're going to go to Tahoe for a week, and we're going to be, staying at a nice little hotel. Kids are excited because we're going to get to see some snow before it melts, right? The wife, she's had it rough the last month because our children just keep getting sick, and she's going through some conversion at work. So between that and the kids being sick, and she's actually taking some classes right now, so she's she's studying. It's just hard on her. So what I do, man, what I had to do. I had to dangle the carrot in front of these stupid ass dumbass dummies that like to buy covered calls for 3 or 4 weeks from now, and sell some covered calls. Take that premium and use that premium to pay off a credit card, which I used to pay for my vacation up front. That card is going to now meet a minimum spend. So I'm going to get a bonus, which of 150,000 points by hitting a minimum spend, as I am going to get a ridiculous amount of points via the credit card itself, because it gives me status at that hotel. So thank you, gamblers. Thank you, gamblers. I'm going to be able to take, the kids and the wife to Tahoe. We're going to have a great time. We're going to have a couple of nice dinners, courtesy of you gamblers out there. I appreciate it. Arigato demashita, right? So, yeah, I'm very excited for that. But as of right now, next week ahead, tomorrow's Monday. Can't wait for opening. I'm excited because I think we're going to see a nice bump. I think we're going to see a recovery. I'm salivating and licking my chops because I have bought back all of my Unity covered calls. I have bought back all of my SoFi covered calls, my Matterport covered calls. My stock is just there right now. I have thousands and thousands of shares just waiting to be in a contract so that I can generate some more income, right? I did sell some AIs. I did sell a lot of cash secure puts, that's the premium, that I've been accruing in the last 2 weeks. It's Christmas for me, man. Market is green. I make a nice chunk of change, and I know you savages make a nice chunk of change. Market is red. We are smiling from ear to ear because then we're selling covered calls and we're going to make more money. So either, like my boy Birdie says, either you make a lot of money or you make money. So there's no wrong whenever you buy stock low and you say you're going to sell it for 10% more than what you bought it at and take some premium. Dare them to take you out. Just tell them, I triple dog dare you. Come and get me so that I can have all this cash and then sell some more cash secured puts. I see nothing wrong with that. Anyways, I'm going to have a drink because it's St. Patrick's Day today. And I'm very excited because I actually have Irish family. So my brother's married to a wonderful Irish lady. And I know they're having a hoot today and making, some barbecue. They're having some Guinness. I'm having some water because, I don't like to drink in the afternoon, especially at home, unless it's game day. Go Raiders! Go Raiders! That's right. What do we got going here? Here. Me too. I think it's getting completely bought and sold every 45 days. Yeah, that's what's going on, buddy. You're right. I agree with that. It is the weekend, lurker. This is true. What's up, not a lurker? Not lurking, as always. Again, can't wait for tomorrow. I think SoFi is going to have a nice little recovery. Let's see what they're talking about SoFi on here. SoFi closed at $7. I told you it would see 6. I told you it would see 6. Malone, I told you. I told all of you. And especially Birdie, I told you to see 6. I love how Birdie tries to always defy me. He's like, oh, it's not going to do that again. It's not even going to see 7s. A hard press that is going to see, $8, maybe $7.80. I was like, dude, 6. 6. It saw it for a little bit. It didn't hold it, but it did see it. I'm thinking we're going to the 650 area. So let's see, 6. Yeah, I agree. I agree, hybrid. I think it's going to 650. We may see 635, if not 627. I know it's hovered in that little area before, so I wouldn't be surprised if it does. I did say it was downtrending as well. On the channel, and a couple of people were like, what the fuck are you talking about? I was like, dude, you guys are just on all this hopium right now. The stock just made a little money first quarter, right? And so I get it. I get it. This is why we sell covered calls, And hey, nobody wants to be more wrong than me. Do you think I don't want to take my, 12,000 SoFi shares and sell them for $15? I'm averaging 8 and like 8 or 9 in the other one. So I'm doubling my money pretty much. I will love to get taken out at 15. It's just not gonna happen. Not just yet. I think SoFi needs to show us a little more, right? They need to show us a little more, and they need to prove that they can stay above $9 and $10. If it stays above $9 and $10, stuck Karen, stuck Karen. I know you've been watching my shit because you said it, and it's fucked up that you saw the one that was sideways. I'm hella mad because I didn't know. My phone shows that it's 90. But I got like the 16:9. That's a fucking whole thing. But anyways, I'm really upset because I do be following you, and I agree with a lot of what you say. I just think you're okay. I'm bullish on it myself. SoFi, that is, right? But you're a fucking fanboy, bro, and it's just I get it. I fucking Anthony Noto can fucking adopt me anytime he wants. I'd love to fucking go to Christmas parties and say, this is my dad. This guy's he can fucking kill you with his bare hands, But, unfortunately, he's got little kids right now. So he's probably not going to adopt me anytime soon. But in case he does, want a little short, overweight son, I'm here, Dad. I'm looking for a hug. And some inside information on what SoFi is doing. I'd appreciate that. Hopefully, I'll be able to go to some events that SoFi has going this year. I know here in San Francisco they do symposiums, and then they do investor relations meetings and such presentations. And I'm looking forward to this year going again. I went to one last year, and I actually asked Anthony Noto a couple of questions. He's fucking straight shooter, that guy is, man. He's actually, he has the best fucking hair I've ever seen. I don't know how, but and he moves and the hair moves too. So it's not a toupee. He's just got a great fucking set of hair, and I'm fucking jealous. I don't like hair. I've never liked hair. But if I was to have a fucking set of hair, that's the one right there. 650 hybrid, yes, 650. Not a lurker, 11. Not a fucking chance. Not a fuck. When? When is it gonna go to fucking 11? It's not going to 11 in the next fucking month or two. It's not even gonna go to 11. Maybe. Okay, not this quarter, right? But the next quarter after, right? So that's November, I think. November, October, right? When we have that quarter earnings call, I think we may get there. I would fucking love it. Again, I really am bullish on the stock, and I'm very excited. I don't believe any of the FUD. By the way, this is not me fucking creating FUD. If anything, I'm very realistic. I like SoFi in the 20s, and I bought SoFi in the 20s. I liked it in the 18s. I fucking liked it when it was IPOE, and I bought it at 10, 11, 12, 13. But then you drink the Kool-Aid. You start watching all these other fucking dummies, and you start reading, and you start overthinking, right? And then I forgot, who I am for a fucking week. And that really bothers me because I shouldn't have. I'm an option fucking writer. That's what I do. That's what I do to make money, and that's what you should also do. Am I going to be wrong, and at some point SoFi's going to fucking go to 30, and I sold some 15s and 20s? That can happen, but I am okay with that because what that means is that all this fucking holding I did, it's gonna make sense. And although I'm taking a hit by all these unrealized gains, right? Fucking potentially, my stock selling at 30 or whatever the fuck. I don't care, right? Because then I'm gonna have $250,000 that I'm gonna get, for my stock, and then I'll be able to just wait for the fucking stock to trace back to 20, and I want to say some fucking cash secure puts at 20, and that's it. That's there is no fucking magic bullet. There is no mysterious great fucking a plan here. It's just dumb fucking boring covered calls, man. But you know what? Excitement, it's cool, I guess, but it doesn't pay the bills. Excitement doesn't pay the bills. Covered calls do. Intrinsic, extrinsic value decaying. Time decay that pays the bills, and I really like that. Um, so that's what I'm looking for as far as SoFi. It's in the sevens right now. Yes, you look at the graph, the 3 month, right, and then you see like this slope, right. At some point, there's gonna be it's in divergence right now. So what you guys have to understand is whenever there's a divergence, right, that's not good for the stock. That's just not good for the stock. So like if there's like a decrease in volume, right? And the price goes up, that's not good for a stock because it's creating a divergence, right? It conversely, right? If there's like a lot of volume, the stock goes goes down. That's not good either. You want the price of the stock to follow the stock, right? So right now I think with SoFi, it's kind of like it's in what's the word that I'm looking for? Um it's in an inflection point, right? It's in this crux that it's got to make a decision. And we keep talking about it on the Discord a lot, I guess, especially with John Malone. I think he sees what I see. He's just able to put up, he has more time to put up the graphs and like kind of explain them and stuff like that. And I suggest anyone that's going to put your money in the market, at least know how to read those graphs, because if you're going to put your hard-earned cash somewhere, being able to read graphs, although it's not the end all be all, it definitely does give you an idea on kind of where the stock may go. So if you're able to read those graphs, that works in your favor. So, anyways, John Malone's pretty good on the Discord at playing with the graphs, and I'm able to see what he sees. We have a very similar mindset, and I think that he's just seeing it from the perspective of where he really wants it to go, and I'm looking at like it going down. So I see SoFi hitting 650. The savage. What's up, Bernie? Yeah, baby. Here we go. Yeah, man. I got the shirt, bro. Give them nothing. Give them nothing. That's right. That's right. You give them nothing. You sell your covered calls. You ask for a fat premium. I like to go 6 weeks out, 3 months out, where I'm gonna get a big chunk of change, for the stock. If I can get $1 per share a month for the stock, that's good for me. Even if I go in the money. For example, Unity, right? I think in December, the Unity hit 35, 36, 37, right? But it went too fast. It went too fast, and I knew that. I was like, this is not real. I mean, it's real because that's what the stock is at that point, right? So whoever is buying the stock at that point has to come up with 35, 36, $37. But in terms of what it's valued for real, right? Price to earnings and all that stuff, if it moves too fast, it's just not. Anyways, so I sold some covered calls for, January 2025, which was at that point 13 months out, right? I took in $14 of premium. Some idiot out there, some dumbass dummy decided to give me for every 100 shares of Unity $1,400. Okay? I just bought those back for like $3 last week. Okay. So thank you. I made $1,100, right? Times 10. Thank you so much. That made my mind you, I was in Hawaii. I was in Waikiki. I think I actually went and I put up some pictures of the I was watching the sunrise. I was watching the sunrise on that morning when I saw this cover call. Thank you very much. Oh yeah. Oh, water's so good. So I was watching the sunrise, drinking I think some Starbucks, and I was selling these covered calls, man. And I think I even mentioned it to Uncle Bruce, and he started laughing, and he was like, "Oh my God, you're stealing money." He's like, "You're just stealing money." And I when he laughed and he said, I'm stealing money." Oh shit! I was like, okay, that's a good call. Now, yeah, he's my mentor, man. He's one of my mentors, and whenever you sell a covered call, you have to feel like a winner. If that first right that you do makes you feel like whoever just bought this fucking contract is a dumbass, I am winning. If you feel like that 90% of the time, 80 or 70% of the time, you are winning. You're way ahead of everybody else. And that's where I try to strive and go for. You know what I mean? So, in any case, what's this? Great show. Ha! Yeah! What up, Hurricane? Oop. I got mucho más over here, bro. Mucho más, man. So, anyhow, like I said, SoFi, whenever there's a divergence, that stock is at an inflection point. It needs to make up its fucking mind. It's either has to go up, but everybody wants it to go up, and everybody's shorting it. I hate to say it, but fucking shorters have the upper hand on this one because there's just a lot of fun. And although we know, right, we are fucking investors on this stock. We read the charts. We know the fundamentals are fucking good. We can know everything, right? Can I give you an example? First Republic Bank. First Republic Bank, great fucking fundamentals. Everything was great. What happened? Contagion. Contagion and fucking Jamie Dimon just wanting to have a presence in the West Coast and taking over the bank. That's it. It's plain and simple. I know it's not supposed to seem that simple, and at the end of the day, they want to make it seem fucking like it's this really huge plan and like complicated and you don't know what you're doing or how to understand it. But sometimes it really is that fucking simple, right? All I gotta say is we're gonna see some upwards movement tomorrow with SoFi, and balls to the wall, man. Balls to the wall. If we see 750, right? We may even see a movement of 75 cents and then 50 cents the next day. But Friday we're going down, if not Thursday, right? Sell some fucking covered calls, man. Sell some covered calls. I said you sell some 10. Don't be a dumbass and try to sell 8s and 7s if your average is 9 or 10. That's just stupid. What you want to do is you want to get more, right, than what you paid for the stock. Because if you do get taken out or some dumbass decides to exercise you beforehand, you're already ahead of the game, right? You don't want to feel like you got your stock taken away. I fucking hate when guys say that, man. When people say that at work or like, at a dinner and we're having dinner and somebody mentions, oh my God, my stock, I don't want to lose my stock. What the fuck are you losing? What are you losing? Where is it? Where in your pockets is it? Can you go into one of those containers at home and show me where your stock is? Your fucking magical personal, emotional attachment to this shit. Like where is it? Stop getting in your feelings, man. Stop having these emotional attachments to dumb shit and make some money. Because at the end of the fucking day, that's why we're here, right? That's why we're investing, to make money. So if you're making more money, right, on your covered calls and by selling the stock that you came in with, that's the name of the game. Then you sell some cash your puts and you keep going, man. Let's see right now. I'm expecting the stock to, it opens at 690, right? If it opens at 7, in the sevens, I can see us going up a bit. Um, I think there's a very big possibility that we're going to actually um, go up, but eventually the street wants us to go lower on SoFi, and that's what's going to happen. Right now, there's a double top, happening, and it just means, 1, 2, what happens? We're going to go down. And that's what it is. It's that fucking dumb. It's that fucking simple. And where are we in the Bollinger Band? No, like I said, have a look see. What the RSI is and all that good stuff. It's just not looking great. It's at a right now. People are selling, right? So I say buy it. Keep buying the cheap paper, man. I just bought a few hundred more hundred shares this past week. I got hit up on the 695 stink bid that I had, and I'm looking to buy at 651 this week. I'm gonna put some stink bids, until it happens. I'm gonna go in and put that on the order, and until it happens, I'm just not gonna take it out. I'm just trying to get taken out at 651 and get some shares. If we get to that point, I'm gonna sell some more cash secure puts for January 2025, and then go from there. So insiders are buying more than they're selling, man. That's another metric that you can look at. I know Kathy Woods definitely buying right now. So if Kathy Wood and Vanguard and Goldman Sachs are buying and scooping up SoFi right now, right? We got 150 to 160 million shares have to get taken out of the street, right? They're not gonna buy it all at one time. It just doesn't happen like that. They'll get 1 million here, 4 million there, and they'll take their time. This is why I'm thinking that we're going to be here longer. But we do have earnings coming up, so I'm looking for us to be maybe in the 9s during that time. In which case, I'm going to definitely sell some cover calls, and see what happens. Tesla stock price. Let's go to Tesla now. That was SoFi. Let's move on to Tesla. Yeah, man, it's at a buy right now, man. I don't know how else to say it. I'm definitely a big believer in Tesla. I really like it. People are selling because they don't understand. Tesla's not just a car company, right? I know there's a lot of Tesla cars on the road, but Tesla is an AI company, right? Tesla is an artificial intelligence company. They're a metadata company. They're going to be a RoboCab company. They have so much information. So much information. I may not like the CEO because of the way that he goes about things and his politics, how he lets his politics dictate what he's going to do with the companies that he holds. Very stupid, But then again, Bob Iger is no different. And then you have, the Palantir. The Palantir CEO, I believe, not Alex Karp. I forget his name, but the I think he's the founder. But anyhow, or the biggest investor in it, one of those. But he's he just lets his politics get in the way, and it's just not good for business, right? I like Palantir. Don't get me wrong. I'm holding Palantir. My wife holds Palantir. We've sold some 20s. We've sold some 25s for January 2025, actually. We brought on a nice chunk of change. right? And that's where we're at with this. But yes, Tesla, okay. I mean, I see it hitting 150. I see it going to 150. But I just like it went to 100, a year ago and change, and it just sprung up again. That's kind of going to be its jump off point, I believe. I see it hitting 150, maybe sees 40s, but it's going to get gobbled up because Tesla's a $1,000 stock, man. It's there's just a lot of stupid stuff going on right now in the market. I know that China is doing a lot of funny shit, manipulating their currency, and they're canceling a lot of Tesla orders. But ultimately, and I think they're giving incentives when it comes to Neo and other Chinese companies in China that they are basically, I think, charging more in taxes if you buy a Tesla as opposed to a Neo. It's just they're giving you a lot more incentives to buy Neos, and just because it's a national car, right? China wants its champion, and the direct competitor and the biggest competitor would be Tesla, right? So they're making it harder. I think that that's. I mean, right now, there is no infrastructure in Latin America, in East Europe, for Tesla. I mean, it's gonna grow, man. It's gonna keep growing. The infrastructure in the U.S. is even lagging, but once they start building in the Midwest and in the South, it's gonna become. I mean, that's where we're going. I mean, if you can't read the writing on the wall, I don't know what else to tell you, man. Teslas went from being $90,000, $80,000 cars. Now there's a $30,000 Tesla, and with fucking with tax incentives and bonuses, and I mean, I just don't see a negative. The only thing right now is just that the market is just tanking because people are moving money around. Money's coming out of Nvidia, money's coming out of the Magnificent Seven, and those rich people want to put it elsewhere. But meanwhile, they're going to have that money sit. Get some bonds. Get some percentage from those bonds that are giving you right now a nice little chunk of change, right? Well, they make up their mind and they see how the market's going to move. But I say if you can sell some cash secure puts on Tesla, 150 is cool. If we see 150, then go to 140, 135 and sell for like 6 months out. Try to take a lot of money. I actually have some 210s and 200s that I've moved up, and I can't wait for Tesla to backtrack some more, so that then it makes it easier for me to roll over those 200s and 210s to like 180s, 170s in like January 2025 or June 2025. I have no problem because at the end of the day, Charles Schwab is giving me 5%, yearly on the cash that I have on my cash secured puts. So like I'm making premium, right? And I'm getting 5%. That's a win to me. All right, what do we got here? Turn your phone up, Duncan. Oh, I really good to see everyone. JJ, what's up, JJ? Yeah, man. So, what do we see for Tesla in the coming up week? People are selling off. It could be as easy as people getting margin call. We've taken a nice dive, and not just Tesla, but just the market as a whole. And so people are getting margin called, and they're restructuring and moving money around, and it's just like, that's what happens. When you go on margin, right? Personally, I'm not a big fan, man. I like to say that my portfolio is not $1 million yet. but it's not a fake $1 million. There's some fucking people out there that have a $2 million, $3 million portfolio, right? And they like to show you that number when they go live, and then they like to show you screenshots and shit. But they're not telling you that, they're like 50 million or $500,000 on margin, right? $750,000 margin. Like their house can really get taken by the brokerage firm, and liquidated because this is what happens, man. Not saying everyone, of course. I'm not trying to generalize, but I'm just saying there's a lot of fake people out there that like to say, that they have made all this money and they've made all this cash. I'm humble, man. I like to, people will tell you, I go on the Uncle Bruce channel and I go, on the Discord, and I'll say, hey, I just sold, 2 cash secure puts, or 3 covered calls, and I made $100, or I made $500 or whatever. But then there's these cats that come in and say, I made $75,000 on this trade today, or like I made $50,000 on this trade. Listen, biggest trade I made was I think it was like $24,000, and I didn't even go and say that on the Uncle Bruce show because it's not normal, right? It's not something that the everyday person could say, oh shit, let me go and fucking take all my savings and put it onto the stock markets. Because I can make $24,000 in a day. Yes, you can. But that was cash, covered call money. That was covered call money, and it was me selling, leaps, on SoFi. It went to like $10, and I just didn't see it staying there for a long time, so I sold 100 covered calls for like a year out. Took like $2 in premium, and that just went like this within like 8 months, like 6 months. Yeah. And then I just bought back for like 25 cents or 30 cents. So, I made a nice chunk of change, but it's not normal. So I don't like coming, on here and saying I made $24,000, or like I made, $10,000. Like I make a couple of $1,000. Because I mean, when you've been trading for a little bit, right? And I feel comfortable going in the Uncle Bruce channel or on the Uncle Bruce channel, and then just talking to people like Birdie and Beach Boy and Lurker and those Hybrid Duncan. It's we know each other and we know how we trade, and we'll go in and say, hey, hey, I made a couple of $1,000. That wasn't a bad Monday, right? I love going in and saying, holy shit, I just changed my kid's diaper because I'm a stay-at-home dad when I'm not working, right? So, like, I love saying, hey, man, like, I just changed my kid's diapers. I took a shit. I just gave him his bottle. I made my other 2 kids peanut butter jelly sandwiches and sent them off to school, drinking my coffee, and I've already made $700. Like, that's fucking great. Because like that's what this is. That's what what I'm trying to say here, and kind of give you an insight to is once you start accruing the amount of shares for a company, after a while, instead of selling 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 covered calls, you'll start selling 6, and then 8, then 10, and when you make $100, per contract, and you multiply that by 10. That's $1,000. That's something that can help you out if you're like, down south in Atlanta, or maybe not Atlanta, but like if you're in like Jackson, Mississippi, right? If you're like in somewhere in the Keys, in Florida, or if you're like in Decatur, Atlanta, El Paso, Texas, right? And you're making $1,000, $1,500 a week, or even a month, selling covered calls. That could mean your rent. That could mean your mortgage, right? And that's the biggest expense you have. So that's why I kind of like to go and then tell people exactly the trades that I do. Like I'll say, hey, I just sold the $10 covered call for SoFi for April 19th, right? People can actually go and see that and be like, oh, that's the trade he's talking about. Let me jump on the bandwagon. A couple of people from the different channels in the Discord have actually followed me on some trades. I think it was some cash secure puts and some covered calls. And I love hearing when people are like, hey man, I followed you on that trade and I made like, a couple of $100. That makes me feel good. Because a lot of people have actually given me a lot of their time and their knowledge so that I can be here, and it was for free. That's why I feel that I feel comfortable going on here and just talking about my own trades because I'm not charging anything. I'm not asking anyone for anything. I'm just doing this out of my own accord. I have an hour or two to kill today. It's Sunday. My kids asleep. The one that was sick and the other two kids. They're playing. So, yeah, man. I digress, right? Sorry. I get passionate about this shit, man, especially when it comes to, hooking people up with some information. But, all right. So, Tesla forecast. I see more red this coming up week. If you really want the stock, sell some 150s for April 19, right? If you really want the stock, or if you want the stock but you're not really like anxious to have it, because I know some people have fucking ADD and then they have no patience and like, I want the stock, right? It's like, okay, you want the stock, unless that shit dumped 40-50% right now, right? And it's just on a downtrend. I don't advise you going and getting it unless if you go in the market and buy it at market price, that moment, sell some cover calls. As soon as you buy it, sell some fucking cover calls and cover your ass because it could be downtrending, right? Like SoFi is right now. So that's just my 2 cents when it comes to Tesla. All right, my baby, C3.ai. It's you know what? I told you motherfuckers to get some 25s. I told you when it was like 25.50s, I said you guys need to get some fucking AI right now. I went on the Discord and I said it's on sale, sale. Get some. I went after hours and I got some of the stock. Although my dumbass bought back my cash secure puts before AI fucking went ripping, But my wife, as smart as she is, she did marry me, so she's pretty smart. She sold some cash secure puts to go against myself, to go against moi. And thank you, honey. You did good because yeah, we made a couple of $1,000 right there. Anyhow, right now, C3.ai is like $29, right? I see it. I see it's hovering around here. Perhaps in the 27 to 20 to $30 area. Give me a second, guys. Hold on, cause my kid. Go. So ask mom. Okay, no. All right. Sorry, guys. That was my kid. He wants some Sunny D, and I said no because his mom said no, and so that's it, man. I'm a dad. That's just gonna happen. So anyways, C3.ai. I say cash secure puts are in order. Why not? Covered calls are in order. It's really hard to try to time AI. At this point, I've traded it for almost 3 years, right? And it's a fucking wild ride, but it's pretty fucking fun. I'll tell you that. Don't time it. Don't be stupid. Don't try to fucking tame it or time it. It's a wild stallion, man. It's very how can I put it? there's a lot of short interest on this ticker, man. So it's a powder keg. If any other than SoFi, and I think even more than SoFi actually, um, this is the one that can fucking go to $50 like that. We can be 28 today, and Tuesday we're 35, and fucking Thursday we're 42. It's that crazy of a stock. It's that volatile. So dealer's choice on this one, man. It's your money. Don't let me tell you what to do with your fucking cash. I'm telling you what I am doing. And when it went to $25, I sold some cash secure puts like a dumbass. It started recovering. I bought them back. I made money, but I should have not bought them back and waited until it had its earnings, and then I could have sold the next day, but I thought it was gonna go down, and it didn't. And I've been trading it for 3 years. I feel like I have kind of an okay grasp on it, and even it fucking hoodwinked me. So buy it. Just buy it. Anything under $30, it's fucking sale. So buy some 28, 29s. Do you really, 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 really want it? $28 cash secure puts for fucking April 19th. That's all I gotta say. And then bring in $3-4 because that's how volatile it is. Go on and see just what the premiums will be. There's the juiciest premiums out there. It's always gonna be doing that. And when it starts drying out, when it comes to those premiums, it's when then you could kind of have an idea that it's going to probably go up again because it starts stabilizing, it stabilizes, and it jumps. So that's kind of what it's done in the past. Again, past performance does not dictate any type of future response, right? So that's not why we're here. We're investors that are option writers, man. So we don't care where the stock is going. We could give less of a fuck if it goes up or down. You know what I know? I know the stock is $28.92 right now, and I like it, and I'm gonna keep buying. So what I'm gonna do is, if I buy at $28.92 tomorrow morning, right? I'm going to sell some $30 covered calls for April. Do I really want it then and there? That's what I would do. Do I want it, but I don't want to pay $28.92? I'll sell a cash secure put for $28, take in $2, $3, $4 for 6 weeks out. Try to get it for $23, $24, and see what happens. You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong with this stock. I honestly think this is a better stock than Palantir. It does what Palantir does. It can do. AI is a great company. I'm not gonna go into details on what it can and cannot do, because that's not what this is about. This is just me following my 10 savage stocks, right? So this week it was red, and it went down some. It started off at a higher level than it is now, but it's still a buy. And I really like the stock, man. I just like the stock, man. All right? Let me just say that right now. Like Roaring Kitty. I just like the stock. I honestly like the company. I like everything they're about. They have an exemplary CEO. And I really believe in the company. And that's why I invest in it. Right? Bottom line, don't be a dumbass and invest on some fucking ticker some dumbass told you, like at a bar, when you're taking when you're on a fucking cruise, you know what I mean? Birdie, you know what I mean? So don't do that, right? But if it's a company you like and it's a company that you feel comfortable with, buy it. Just buy it. You wear Nike shoes. Your kids like Nike. You like Nike hats. Buy fucking Nike. You like Fila. Buy Fila. You drive a fucking Toyota. Buy the stock. I like Tesla. I don't drive a Tesla. But I like the stock. I want a Rivian, but I want my Rivian stock to pay for my Rivian, so I bought some fucking Rivian stock. Right now it's cheap. Right now it's got a good premium. I think it's like 10, $11. So go buy some stock, and sell for, a cover call for like, you know, June or May. Try to get $1 or $2 and then keep going until you get taken out or you sell another cover call. It's that simple. Let's see, what do we got here? Buy it, bro. Yeah, man, buy it. Buy Rivian, buy AI, buy Tesla, buy SoFi, any company that I talk about. This is not financial advice, obviously, but like I have it. It's like if somebody was to ask me how comfortable are your New Balance shoes, I'd be like, you need to buy some of these because they're fucking comfortable. And so, like, when it comes to my fucking securities, I could just be like, interest of full disclosure, I own it, I like it, buy some. You know, there is no shame in my game. I'm not trying to tell you, to buy something that I feel iffy about. Like, I'm going to hold my securities for a long time. So AI, what do I see it doing this week? Well, this week, sideways. We're going to trade sideways. We may see a little bump, but at the end of the day, it'll probably come back. It's a buy candidate for me, man. I really do see it. I see it at 40, in the next few months. Their earnings call was actually was pretty good. I think once people digested it and saw that it's not as great as they thought it was, but they just don't understand artificial intelligence. I happen to live in the mecca of technology, which is San Francisco, and I'll tell you right now, AI is a very good company. When you compare it to its peers, and that's it's a buy, man. To me, it's a buy. I think that if you want to be cautious, you can sell some cash secure puts on it if it hits 28 or 27, which it may this week. There's nothing wrong with AI moving $2 or $3 in a day sometimes, but just it's what it does. It's a wild stallion. That's why when people ask me, what would you do with AI? Nothing. Not sell covered calls and go along for the ride, man. Go along for the ride, and if you get taken out, make sure that you make more money than you paid for the stock. And if you buy it, make sure it's not in a green day, right? And if you sell cash secure puts, make sure it's on the day when it's lost more than 5%. It's that simple. All right, Unity. Let's go to my other baby. My baby Unity. What do we got here? Let's see. Yeah, he got them shades on again. Goddamn right. I got my shades on, baby. I got my shades on and I got my belt on. You know what I'm saying? And we sold some covered calls this week and some cash secure puts. And guess what we're going to give them back? Nothing. Give them nothing. Do you hear me? You're going to give back nothing. You're going to get your money. You're going to make sure that your money makes more money. And you're going to dare them. You're going to dare them to plead to have your stock or to either assign you, right? And put those shares to your name or give your shares to someone else who called them and they're going to give you your money. Either way, you're winning. So what's the problem with that? Absolutely nothing. And so I say, keep making money. All right, my baby Unity. It's trading down right now, man. This is a $40 stock. Unity's a $40, $50 stock. It'll be $100 in the next 5 years. They've made some bonehead moves, but when I say they, I mean the fucking dumbass CEO they had, who tried to reinvent the wheel and tried to charge more than he should have for the service they were already being rendered, right? That's like that's like the Pillsbury company finding out that you're using Pillsbury dough to make fucking cakes or pies, right? You pie people out there, lemon pie people, right? Um, so like the Pillsbury company finds out that you're using their dough to make pies, right? And then they say, hey, those pies you're making look pretty delicious, and it looks like you're making a lot of money. We would like 5%. Are you fucking serious? Does that make any fucking sense? Like, how does that make. What? What? No, and that's what Unity's fucking CEO tried to do. He tried to tell these DevOps and game developers, what to do with their because they were using their Unity software to develop all these games, man. And so no, no, that's not how it works. If anything, you could charge more for the platform itself. I don't see, how that's bad, because if supply and demand, right? Free market, there's a lot more demand, less supply. Then you can say, hey guys, we have to pay more people so that they can work harder on our platform, and so we're gonna have to charge a little more. I can see that sticking, right? DevOps may not like it. They may say, man, but you can also say, hey, inflation's high. We have to do it. So, okay, not the most fucking optimal strategy, right? In a high inflation era, but it's justifiable. Okay? But when you tell somebody to give you a cut of the shit that they're making because they're using your product, fuck you. How's that? How's that, Unity? And so that's what happened, all right? And that is why Unity is tanking right now. Although that dumb CEO already got canned. So now they just have to deal with the aftermath. And it took a PR hit. That's what you're seeing right now. They had their earnings, and I'm so glad that I sold like 15 covered calls like the day of earnings, and I was able to sell 35s and 30s for like December and January 2025, or January 2025 and December 2024, or something like that. And so I made a nice chunk of change. I'm gonna leave it alone. I don't feel like buying them back just now. They're decaying really fast, and until Unity starts showing that they have a better product, and that there is no issue of them ever revising that idiot idea that they had. I just it's going to trade sideways probably, but it is a $30 stock at this moment. It's 26 on paper, right? But I see it going back to 30. It is a volatile stock, and it's got juicy premiums. So would I trade this if I didn't own it? It's 26 right now. I would sell some $25 cash secured puts for June. That's what I would do. I would take $2 or $3 of premium right off the bat. So if it's $25 in a couple of months, you just got yourself Unity at $2,300. What is wrong with that? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And I just don't see a downside on it. Is it downtrending a bit? It is. It's a sell candidate right now on some outfits. I just don't see it though. I just don't see it because it's already oversold. One, and two. We have the Game Developers Conference in San Francisco this week, and Unity Software is and Unreal Engine are like the big two but Unity more so. So it's a real-time 3D content platform, and it does some really awesome fucking things. I just I'll be able to give you more insight maybe next week on where Unity is heading, just because um, I'll be able to actually see, right, what they're working on. I'll be able to ask the developers and the the techies and developers that work on it, and the software engineers, a couple of questions, and when it comes to these guys, these guys are actually pretty honest. They don't like to, it's really hard for a nerd to lie. To so 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 they get uncomfortable and they walk away. And that's usually what happens with these guys. But not, Unity has always been legit. Whenever you ask them a couple of questions, they'll come out and say, this is what we're working on. Things are not necessarily the greatest right now, but we're working on, changing a couple of things here and there. There's some factors, blah blah blah. So next week I'll be able to see a little more on where Unity may be heading in the future, at least in the short term. Long term, Unity's a $100 stock. Again, I'm not going to invest in any company that I'm not willing to hold at least 5 years, right? And in the next 5 years, I see Unity at $100. So it's 26 right now. That is 26% of 100%, right? Why the fuck wouldn't you buy it here? Why not? I just don't see it. If you really want to take an approach, a very aggressive approach, buy it where it is right now. Sell some $30 covered calls for April, take in $1 or $2. Sell some Junes, take in $2, $3, and start doing your thing, man. If you in 2-3 months see that it's $30, $32, roll over to 35 land in December, take in more premium, baby. Take in more premium and just lower your cost basis. Make more money. It's that simple. It's really not rocket science. Anyone can do it. Where are we at over here? See, Rocket Lab. I'm not. I don't know about Rocket Lab, man. I'm not okay. Interesting. Full disclosure. My wife has it, and I think she sold some covered calls on it, but I'm not following it just because I have no interest in it. Not saying that it's not going to do well. I just don't want to talk out of my ass because I have not done 100 hours of research on Rocket Lab. And every company that I talk about, I've done at least 100 hours of research on, at least. And so I feel comfortable, right, talking about Rocket Lab or the companies that I'm talking about, not Rocket Lab. Good person to ask about Rocket Lab would be Uncle Bruce, since he's pretty much the first one to put it on the map for us, right? I only started following Rocket Lab because of Uncle Bruce. So I say he would probably be a better person to ask what's up with Rocket Lab than me, man. Because, PagerDuty, Unity, C3, AI, Tesla, SoFi, Matterport, those are my babies. Roblox, those are my babies. Lucid, Rivian. I can't talk for Rocket Lab, so it'll be disingenuous of me giving you, my opinion on something I know nothing about or very little about. All right. Hot Mike, take everything. Fuck up, we make money. So, yeah, man, that's the way I see it. It's just, fuck it, man. Just give them nothing. Buy Unity at 26, sell 30s. 3 months from now, take in $3. Fucking let them take you out. Give them nothing. Give them nothing. Just forget about it. Use that premium to buy 100 Matterport, and then sell cover call on that. For like 2025, and sell some fives, so always generating money, always moving up a step. Never go 2 steps, forward, 1 step back. That's not what I do. I just don't see a point on fucking selling cover calls, for SoFi that I bought at $8, selling $8 cover calls for 30 cents in premium. I don't like that. I just don't like it. It's not good business for me, man. I mean, yes, you got some premium, okay, but like you get 2%, not sexy, not sexy to me at all. Again, I'm saying Unity, $26 right now, right? You sell 30s, so that's making you $4 right off the bat if you get taken out, right? So $26, that's easily 13-14% you're making back on your 3 months, because you're gonna sell cover calls for 3 months out, right? So but you make $4, so you make $3 on that premium. That's $7. So it's a $26 stock. Okay, so you're making almost 30% of your money back in less than 3 months. What bank is going to give you that, my friend? My friend, what bank is going to give you that? No bank is going to give you that. It's bullshit. Any bank that tells you they're going to do that, that's bullshit. So, again, that's the way I see things. I'm sure other people have, other strategies. Yes, there's more than one way to skin a cat, but my way has generated me 40-50% returns. I mean, numbers don't lie, right? So I can only go by my experience. I don't know what other people's experience is. I can go by what I see in my numbers. So that's pays your duty. The next one, Unity. Sorry, before we get any further, Unity. What are we doing? What do I see in the coming up week? Right? What's our forecast? Right? Sideways. If it doesn't go down, I see it trading sideways a bit. By Wednesday, it may recover a little bit, but it's just probably going to get knocked back down to under 27 again in by Friday, right? So, but I mean, this is why we sell covered calls, right? So you take advantage of the volatility. Again, sell some 30s when you see a nice little uptick, or even now where you buy it and then take in the premium. Let that decay happen, okay, and give them nothing. Same thing with AI, Tesla, SoFi. It's just Roblox. These are cash cows. The interests they're giving you in premium is nice. So if you stay within that 6 week to 2 month, 3 month, timeline, it depends on the stock, right? Because stocks move differently, and because there's open interest, intrinsic, extrinsic value, it differs from security to security, yes, but it's the same idea, right? So you have to look at the option chain, and you have to make your decision and see where you would feel comfortable getting taken out on your stock, right? So ultimately, don't let nobody tell you what to do with your money. It's your money, right? I can only give you information and tell you what I do, right? And that's it, man. As of right now, Unity is a hold overall in the market, and which is really funny because it's been a hold for a while. It was a hold at 30. It was a hold at 35. Uncle Bruce always says they're never going to tell you to sell, right? But I don't think you should sell Unity. I like Unity at 35. I really liked it at 32. I love it at 40. I like the company, man. I like where their ideas are. I like where they're going. I like what they do. I'm a gamer myself. I play video games with my kids. and they're all over. Anyway, but I'll be able to say more about where Unity's heading or what I feel Unity is going based on this next week um, game developers conference in San Francisco. I'm attending. I'm gonna be there, so I'll be able to see what's up. I'm gonna take some pictures. Maybe I can make a video while at game developers. I think that would be cool. I think that would be cool. Maybe busting my little tripod, you know, during game developers. That's like, in the background, there's some booths or something, and then having one of the Unity guys get on the camera and maybe asking them a question or two. I think that would be cool. I would have to ask if that's permissible, right? I don't know what the media pass situation is. I don't know if it's because I could always say I'm a fan, right? But it would have to be one of those things where it's I've never done it, so I like to just take my notes as I walk down and up and down the booths, right? And I go to different um, little events that they have, and I like to sit in and watch, how they're using the platform and what video games they're in, because if they're saying in some like indie game, that's great, but it's not as much exposure as like Resident Evil, right? Like if Unity was being used on like Resident Evil, or if Unity was being used on like Final Fantasy, right? Or one of those shoot 'em up games like Fortnite or something. I mean, that would be fucking ridiculous, right? But yeah, so like I would be able to have a better feel on where that company is going. So I think that's cool. Let me find out, because I think probably going live, maybe doing 15-20 minutes, while at game developers would be fucking cool. Um, Anyhow, let me see what's up with these. Hey, what up, Beach Boy? Yeah, BG. Yeah, man. Good looking out. What's going on, guys? Here we go. Another lurker. Alberto was here. He showed his face for a second, and he's probably on to wife number 25 right now. So, but he came say hi, so that's cool. Yeah, I was able to begin because he was here. So he graced us with his presence. He did. So although I did talk shit about him because he took he was let me see I guess he was taking some type of information from some guy when he was on some cruise, right? And he was saying that there's this company he's looking at, and he got some information from this guy in some bar while he was on a cruise, and I was like, don't do that. That's like number one rule is we don't take information from fucking randoms while on a cruise. It's just not gonna work. So yeah, Danny Deals was here for a second, man. He showed his face. He said, "What's up?" So that was cool. Anyways, and it's funny because I think I was talking about SoFi during that time. So yeah, I know that was near to his heart. Anyways, let's see here. A good night, everyone. Gonna watch a movie with the yeah, man. Peace out, Duncan. Yeah, I'm probably gonna do. I'm probably gonna get out of here myself soon in the next 5 minutes. I'm just gonna talk about PagerDuty for a second because it's taking a little hit. And I love it because I sold covered calls. I sold $23 covered calls for January, and I got a nice chunk of change, and now I'll be able to buy it back for like nothing. Give them nothing. So that's the name of the games, folks. PagerDuty probably gonna start in the red. This week I see it maybe losing a little ground by Friday. I don't see it recovering anytime soon. It's probably gonna hover. It's probably gonna hover in the $20 area, right? And it's probably going to condense itself. Um, I like it. You know, if you could buy it at 19, some cash secure puts, some 20 cash secure puts would be good for 3 months out, getting a couple of dollars in premium. That's not out of the question. I like it. I like it very much. Yes, sir. Um, it fell 77% on Friday. Okay, interesting. Yeah, it did. Um, my expectation is probably gonna be $50 by next year. You know, I just I don't know. I just like it. I like the company. I like what it's doing. I like the mentality and approach that they take to doing business, and I see it going, to $50 in the next year or two. I just that's my personal opinion again, right? Let's see here. Lurker, you missed nothing, man. Just ranting and raving here, about Unity and AI and SoFi and Roblox and now PagerDuty, and so just same old, man. That's it. So yeah, I don't think it's getting delisted this week. Ask me again next week. All right. Uh, SoFi is probably gonna have a little bump on Monday. That's tomorrow. So yeah, probably a little bump. I wouldn't see it being out of the question if it moved um, 75 cents. But as soon as it hits, um, as soon as it hits $8 or 7.75, which it seems to be, it's kind of a ceiling, right? Um, yeah, 760, 775 area. I sell some covered calls on it. Why not? Maybe even earlier. I just again, I see it downtrending. I know Stock Karen may not see that. He's a fanboy. What are you gonna do? Again, I'm a fanboy too because greatest hair in the industry belongs to Anthony Noto. You know, and I like the guy. I would have a beer with him. Uh, I would have a beer with him here and there, and I would have a beer with him everywhere. So yeah, exactly. That's it. The cover calls, man. That's exactly what I'm saying, man. I just I need a little bump. I need to write some nines, for June or May, and take in a nice little change, right? I mean, sell 100, take in 500, $1,000 in a couple of weeks. Why not? Why not? That's me. That's why we do what we do, right? So yeah, I got the shirt, baby. Give them nothing. Give them nothing. That's right. That's the way I see it. Sell your covered calls. Give them nothing, man. Take everything from them. These gamblers are out there just begging you to take their money. It's burning a hole in their pocket. And if I don't take it, then it's going to be Goldman Sachs or Chase or Wells Fargo or Bank of America. And we can't have that. We need to keep the money with us, the little people, man, so that we can make changes here in our little community, right? Because at the end of the day, that's what matters. It's us being able to assist our community and help it become a better community. And that's it, man. It's just that's the gist of it. Uncle Primo. Uncle Primo, go to bed. We need you rested for the morning. Yeah, I'm gonna go to well, I'm not going to bed. It's 5 p.m. over here. You guys remember I'm in San Francisco, California. So it's 5 p.m. here, which means it's 8 p.m. East Coast, right? So yeah. PagerDuty, I like it, right? Volatility is not as crazy as the other ones. Premiums are not as sexy as like Unity or AI. It's more like Roblox. Again, fundamentals are good, right? And it's a company that I see going $50 to $100 in the next 5 years. So it's 20 right now. Sell some covered calls. Buy it where it is. Sell some covered calls. If you want to buy it cheaper, sell some cash secure puts on it, right? And make it your bitch, man. Make it your bitch. And then charge rent on your stock. Because that's what I do when it comes to my stock. It's got to pay me rent to stay in my portfolio. Okay? Oh, you have a problem because you can't pay the rent? No. Everybody pays rent in my portfolio. Doesn't matter how sexy of a stock you are. Doesn't matter if you're an AI play. Doesn't matter if you're, a finance play. You got to pay rent, man. And that's just the way you got to see yourself. You got to see yourself as that asshole landlord that is a great landlord. You're always going to be there to help when the lights are out. You're always going to be there to assist whenever there's an issue with rodents, whenever something stops working, whenever there's an issue with the floor or one of the toilets breaks. You're a good landlord, okay? You're always going to be there. But on the first of the month, you will have your rent, sir. You will have your rent. Because if you're going to be in my portfolio, I am a good keeper, okay? Good manager to my portfolio. I expect to be paid rent. And that's what I fucking forgot the last week and a half because I've been so busy taking calls, working, because I had offers I just couldn't refuse. And so it is what it is. I didn't sell covered calls on SoFi. I should have. I'm a fucking idiot for that. But this coming up week, it all changes, my friends. It all changes. Going to sell some covered calls on SoFi. Going to sell some covered calls on Matterport. Going to sell some covered calls on Lucid. Because although I would like for them to be up when I sell covered calls, at the end of the day, I am an options writer. And all I need to do is sell covered calls that are worth more, selling-wise, when I sell that security, that it's worth more than what I pay for. And I'm there. Anyways, that's the end of my show. Thank you for watching. Right? Need a lurker you're looking to take over admin? No, lurker's not taking over admin. That's one of those things that no admins here. I'm a one solo bolo dolo, man. That's me. That's just I may get a microphone because I think lurker kind of advised that. He said you should get a little microphone there, and I'm like, fuck, that would make it seem too much like a job, bro. And that's what I'm not trying to do. I'm not trying to work. I like to just come in here and ranting and raving, and telling you about the securities that I hold, my savage picks, baby. But yeah, man. No rent! No, fuck no rent shit coming, goddammit. I'm telling you right now, I'm never giving you my password. I'm not giving you my password, bro. No matter what you say, no matter what you do, or how you butter me up. I don't know how you did it for the other guys, but you get no rent from me, bro. Anyways, I'm the Credit Savage of Wall Street. Thank you so much for watching. And we'll see you guys tomorrow when we're trading and taking it all from these fucking dummies and taking it all and giving back nothing. All right? I'm the Credit Savage. You guys have a good one. And remember, cash is king, right? But credit is power.